What's going on? Welcome back to the channel, and today we finally have it in hand. It is the Mandalorian Darksaber, and we're going to unbox this thing right now. So I pre-ordered this back in January from GameStop. I have no idea if it's going to be available. As of filming of this video, I would imagine they're going to fulfill all those pre-orders before they get these things out and available on the website. This promises to be very exciting. I wasn't a big fan of the new Disney movies, but I was a big fan of the Mandalorian series on Disney+. Both seasons were pretty good, and of course the epic finale of the first season was to see Moff Gideon actually wielding the Darksaber. The first time we ever saw this in live action. So we're going to take a quick look at the box, front, top, back, everything. This is completely sealed. I have not opened this in any way. I have no idea what we're going to find inside. I've seen a few reviews of the Galaxy's Edge version, which I think is a little bit different than the Black Series. So let's find out exactly if this thing is any good. I can't imagine that it won't be. And before we get started, this does retail for a little over $200. I think on GameStop it's listed at $215 or $225, whatever it takes. Okay, let's go ahead and get this thing open, and of course we're going to use a comically large knife to do so. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to find the appropriate tape to cut. There's a lot of it. It is an odd-shaped box. I'll have some insert shots of this versus some of your more traditional lightsabers. I am going to take care to actually keep this box in decent shape. I don't know exactly how this is gonna, if this is really gonna store the saber well. The other boxes actually had styrofoam, and it was a good way to keep it protected if it was ever in storage. So you've got the tape on the back here. I've gone all the way around the back, and there is some additional tape right here. Let's just go ahead and cut that as well. Thing. We'll leave that there. Okay, let's go ahead and put the knife away. And then let's take our first look at the box. So I'm going to start at the back here. Let's go ahead and just sort of pull the tabs like this. This way. All the way around the back. There we are. Okay, and you'll see that this is actually not styrofoam. It looks like, I'm going to assume this is sort of like reusable packaging. Let's go ahead and flip it this way. What you'll see is you can just take the entire box off like so. One piece. We'll set this off to the side. You'll see this is the way that it is packaged. So we're going to have a few. So this, unlike some of the other Black Series lightsabers that were usually one piece, this is going to come in two pieces. You're going to have your blade and you're going to have your hilt. So we're going to unbox these things as we go here. So this looks like a part of the stand here. Definitely some more paper here. Definitely appears to be, I don't believe this is metal. This appears to be plastic. If it is plastic, it's a very, very thick plastic. Now this may actually be metal. But anyway, so those are the two pieces that I would assume make up the stand. We're going to go in with the instructions here in just a second. Well, we actually go ahead and, why don't we do that now? Huh? That makes some sense, right? Let's go ahead and do that. So one thing to note, on the outside of the packaging, it sort of gives this away. The days of buying AAA batteries are done. This comes with a rechargeable battery, and it comes with a micro USB cable to recharge the saber. It also comes with a small Allen wrench. So we have these two. Set these over here. Instruction booklet here. We've got instruction booklet itself. Black Series Mandalorian FX Elite. This is some quick assembly guide here. Folds out like this. It looks similar to like a quick start guide, letting you know that you've got your battery pack. And then, I'm not sure, it looks like you may have to actually remove the battery pack to do the charging. I'm not sure. There, okay, so, some more cardboard. There, we'll throw the cardboard off to the side, keep this thing going. Okay, now we're getting into the two main components. It's going to be the hilt, and then it's going to be the blade. So I'm going to set this over here. We're going to flip this upside down because I want to make these cuts to the little retainers. These retainers on the back side here. Let's go ahead and here is the part here. There we go. What we're going to find is we are now free of the packaging. So we'll set the packaging off to the side. And we're going to be left with the hilt and the blade. So let's set everything off to the side here. We'll take the stand and set the stand down here. Let's continue on with the blade packaging over here. So we'll start, see, with the blade, and you can see this is the blade here. So there's that. There is no writing or anything, etching on the blade itself. On the black part, this is just solid black. Looks like it's outlined with white LEDs. And here is the handle. Now this is very heavy. This is wow, this is surprisingly heavy. So you have a gloss black paint job, and then at the very end is gloss black also, and then you have sort of a kind of a satin finish. It's more of a texturized paint. It's all die-cast metal that's been painted. So this isn't rubberized at all. This is just gray and black, but it is like a textured paint, if that makes sense. And then this is sort of a shiny gloss black, and it is definitely a fingerprint magnet. Okay, so there we go. So there are two pieces there. Again, so we're going to take the supplied Allen wrench here. You can see there's a little bolt right there that we're going to loosen with the Allen wrench. But you do need to charge up your battery pack, and it appears that you're not going to be able to do that when it's inside the hilt. You can't do that. You have to take it out and charge it. You can see that the connection is actually right there. See right there? So that's what we're going to do now. Because we don't have any power, okay, we don't have any power, so I'm going to have to plug this in for a while, let this thing charge, and I'll come right back. All right, so after we have our battery in place, now we want to actually insert the blade. And to do that, you're going to have to remove this piece here, and I am referring to this part of the instructions right here. And there's not a lot of words, but it's just steps 1 through 6. It lets you know what you have to do. After you have the battery inserted, go ahead and take off this piece here using the same tool. I believe this is much shorter. Now it's about the same size. Looks like this screw is about the same length as the other one for the battery compartment itself. So when we don't have the blade attached, there's two buttons here. You got this this skinny black button right there, and then you got this actually the silver button that sort of protrudes out. So this does nothing without the blade attached. Without the blade attached, if you do a quick press on the skinny recessed black button, you're gonna get that window to light up there. And then to turn it off, just hold it for a few seconds and it should power off. There we are. So let's slide this off. Okay, so we're gonna remove this also. To remove the metal piece here, which is just a placeholder, I guess, when you don't have the blade attached. So until we actually have the blade attached, we're not gonna get anything out of this. Okay, so let's go ahead and insert the blade like so. Okay, so like this, you want the silver part to match up with the window here. Okay, so you've got a larger opening and a more narrow opening. You want to have the large opening go in first, like this. And you're going to have to work a little bit to line this up. Just be careful. You obviously do not want to mess up these threads. This is metal, metal going into metal. Now we have the actual blade itself. Let's check it out. So the recessed black button, if you press it one time, it's going to give you this, and you can hear all the different sound effects. This is just an idle when I'm holding it still. And as you move it around, you get a little bit, not much. So you have your clash effect there, battle sounds. You have that constant hum there. If you hold that same button down, that recessed black button, is going to power down. A single press powers back up. Hold it for a few seconds, powers off. Now if you press that silver protruding button there one time, you're going to get a battle sound, and then the lights are going to react. See how the lights react? Okay, you have to actually keep that button held down. You can see how the tip will change colors. Simulates cutting through metal. So let's turn the lights off and get an idea of how bright this thing actually gets. And I thought it'd be fun to break out one of my old Black Series lightsabers and just sort of compare the two. And of course, another comparison I would actually make would be to the $35 version of the same lightsaber. So in some ways, this saber is actually a little more accurate, especially when it comes to the Clone Wars series. You actually see some of the crackling, or the black is cut away to reveal some of the white light in the middle of the blade. Whereas this, you just don't have that. It's just solid black. And I think I'm really undecided when it comes to having a removable blade. You know, I think that for the most part, I'm going to display this with the blade attached. Because if I don't, then I'm going to have to break out a tool, remove this, put in the plug, and then find a place to store the blade. I'd rather just have it all together. I guess if there's just one thing that really just bothers me, it is the fact that the blade is just it just kind of flops around in there. It's not very stable. I mean, and I know this screw is tight. That's not the issue. It's just the way that the actual blade itself is made. You see, that's not good. And there's quite a bit of weight difference when you compare this to an old Black Series like my Mace Windu saber. And to go over the functions one more time, you're going to have a quick press on the thin black button there. Powers it on. Have your battle sounds. Quick press of the silver button will actually give you a lighting effect in the blade itself. And then holding it down gives you the plasma cutting effect on the tip there. It changes color. Let it go, it returns back. And then a long press powers it down. Of course, there is your hilt. It would be nice to have some sort of effect beyond that. Some kind of a lighting effect, but you're not going to have anything. You can just, this light right there, you can just turn that off with a long press, and then a quick press turns it on. So, I mean, that's fine. I'm not sure what the difference is with the Galaxy's Edge hilts, other than I know that when you put the blade in, you hear that audible sort of click, or not a click, but it's an audible tone out of it. It's a sound effect that lets you know that you're engaged. So I'm disappointed that we don't have that. So I guess the last question to answer is, do I think this is worth the heavy price tag? Well, I think for my small collection it was, but at $225, some of these quality issues are a little hard to overlook. So let me know down in the comment section below what you think. Y'all have a blessed day. May the Force be with you, and I will see you next time.